Hey guys! Hello! Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Do know. Can you guys hear me? Thumbs up if you can see me, if you can hear me. Pode me ouvir? Se você pode me ouvir, põe um thumbs up. E aí, galera? Vocês estão prontos? Vocês estão prontos? Tô vendo aqui se eu consigo ver todos os nomes hoje. Vocês estão vendo aí? Ótimo! Awesome! Pessoal do céu! E aí? Hoje temos 2 convidados. Na verdade, 3, mas o que acontece é o seguinte, a Cris está trabalhando, galera. Então, não sei se ela vai chegar a tempo, mas ela vai tentar. So, we have 3 guests today. We have Dwayne from Unseen Entities. I think I said right. We have Raphael Ferpa and Chris from Life After Life. But Chris is not here yet. She is working, but she will try to come. Então, a Cris vai tentar vir, galera. Ok? Oh, Cláudia Blanco. Seja bem-vinda. Celeste, Iago, Lia, Mari, Nádia. Sobrenatural, Mara Boa. Vou falar bem rápido, gente, porque a gente está com os convidados lá no cantinho ali. Entendeu? Aí, queria falar para vocês. Ana Maria! Deixa eu ver quem mais está aqui. Mari! Salve! Fernando Chapeação! Celeste! Tudo bem. Gente, vocês viram o que eu fiz no meu microfone? Ai, ai, ai. Tá tudo brilhando, olha. Elis! Lilian! John! John! How are you feeling, buddy? Hope you're feeling better. Hard for you. Hope you feel better soon. Deixa eu ver. Nádia! Ed! Seja bem-vindo, salve! Vanessa! Guys, we have 2 really cool guests today. Nós temos 2 convidados muito cool. Very cool. Missy. Vivi! Salve, Tiago! Juliana Cássio! Quem mais está aí? Eu vou chamar os convidados. I'm gonna get the guests in. Today, we're going to talk about communication with spirits. We all do that, right? That's what we do, right? Like, we try to. I'm terrible in communicating with spirits. I'm just gonna say that. I'm really good at equipments and stuff, but communicating using a spirit box, I am terrible. Eu sou horrível fazendo comunicação com os espíritos usando o Spirit Box, gente. Vocês sabem disso, né? O espírito fala meu nome, eu quase tenho um infarto. Eu quase tenho heart attack. Every time I hear my name during a session, I get a mini heart attack. Every time. So I'm not good talking to spirits. But my friend that is here, Dwayne and Rafa, they are both really good with. And Chris too. Oh, Jesus. Chris is amazing. And even John, our friend that is visiting too, John is just amazing. So some people have a very easy for them to communicate. Some people have the gift to talk to spirits. That's not me. That's why I do other things, you know? I use other things. Tem gente que tem dom, né, gente, de comunicação com os espíritos, que tem aquele dom de falar com o spirit box, right? Assim, né? Eu não tenho. Por isso eu faço equipamento. Eu monto equipamento porque é melhor eu montar equipamento do que eu, entendeu? Tentar falar com o espírito. A Nádia tá falando aí, ó. Isso acontece muito comigo no Spirit Box. Os espíritos falam meu nome também. Fala meu nome, meu apelido, o nome, sabe? Eu entro em pânico. So, let's get the guests. Let's talk about spirits. Vamos pegar os convidados e falar sobre espíritos. Okay, let me get the people in. So, let's see. Let's get Dwayne. Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you. Well, I can't see myself.
Come on, again. Fix it. So we were having this problem before the live. We were trying to figure it out how he could hear me or see me, and wasn't on his end. So now he's gonna try again. Fix it.
Okay.
But I think they all can see you. Gente, me fala se vocês estão vendo ele. Hi,
Okay.
Projeto MEDO.
Okay. Oh,
Me
okay. I
fala
can see
isso.
myself. I can see myself. I started to sweat then.
Can you see me too?
I can. I can hear you too. Good evening.
Oh, hi. Hey, you went upside down for a minute. Wait.
Am I upside down?
No, you good. Do not
I'm
touch.
okay now? Okay. That's good.
Don't touch. It was my
That's
fault.
fine.
Welcome.
Thank
How are you
you.
today?
Thank you. I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad at all. I've been a little bit nervous about coming on, but I am pretty good. I'm excited. So really excited to speak to you and just talk about the spirit box and the communication. So absolutely, I've been thinking about this all day and really looking forward to it.
Yeah, today was, I'm kind of nerve-wracked, but John is saying that lots of viewers, good job, guys. Look good,
John
Dwayne.
is a lovely guy. Hi, John.
So John got you.
Looking good, Dwayne. Thank you, John. I really appreciate that.
How much you pay him to say that?
Oh, we've known each other a good few years now, so he's absolutely he's got a great connection using the spirit box. So John was one of the first guys I've seen in the spirit box community. That kind of got me thinking about it, and I was a skeptic too about the spirit box. I've always been an absolute believer in the unseen realms, as you could call it, around us since a child. So to come across the spirit box, I was skeptical, like most people are. And curiosity got the better of me, and I tried it, and I've been blown away ever since. That was about 3-4 years ago. So yeah, down to John. He kind of got my attention, and now I'm on my own pathway of searching, I guess, looking for answers, and it's my journey. So yeah,
Nice.
It's great to see that John's watching. So hi, John.
So I'm going to translate. Então, gente, o Dwayne tá falando que esse nosso amigo John, ele faz esse tipo de comunicação usando o Spirit Box, E ele foi uma das primeiras pessoas que o Duane viu fazendo sessões de Spirit Box. Realmente o John, ele faz muito bem sessões por muito tempo. Eu tô tentando fazer uma live com o John. I'm trying to get John in a live with my channel, but he's super busy. So I want my guys to see his work too. But I know he's always busy, and I am too, and then we can never get things working out. But I wanted them to know John too, and show his work. Yeah, John was, I think, the second person I saw doing sessions with, hacked radios, and that was so cool. I was very like, wow. It's like I said, some people have the gift to communicate. I told you that, like, some people have the gift to be very peaceful, very calm when they're talking to spirit. They don't get, I jump, so I can't do, you saw my.
Yes, I saw that clip. I did laugh.
Yeah, so it is hard for me.
It was a great capture.
Yeah, and my friends told me that I need to keep practicing, but that's a lie. I'm doing this for months, and I still have the same reaction doing it, So I just give up on that shit, and then I'm gonna just build shit, and then have my life. It's good. I don't have to talk to spirits. I need to just make things, and you guys talk to spirits, and it'll be fine. So I'm going to translate that. Então, pessoal, eu tava falando pro Duane que tem gente que tem o dom de conversar com os espíritos e poder ficar calmo, né? Eu, quando falo com os espíritos, eles falam meu nome, eu quase tenho um ataque do coração. E algumas pessoas falaram para mim assim, não, continua fazendo e vai melhorar. Mentira, não melhora não. Tem gente que tem o dom para falar com os espíritos, eu não tenho. Por isso eu construo equipamentos, eu faço outras coisas, eu ensino sobre tecnologia sobrenatural, eu faço outras coisas porque eu não posso fazer investigação com os espíritos. I'm gonna bring Raphael Ferpa, my favorite investigator in Brazil. He have almost 2 million followers on YouTube. We're working to get the 2 million. He have a 1.7 million. So he is a very loved in Brazil. He's amazing. He's a sensitive too, and very funny. Like his investigations, you can have a good stuff and laugh too. So I love Rafa. So I'll bring Rafa and then we, guys, if vocês têm algumas perguntas para os rapazes, que eles fazem investigação, não eu, é para o Rafa. Vocês têm pergunta para o Rafa e para o Duane, vocês podem fazer pergunta. I was telling them that they can get some questions if they have questions for you guys. They can start asking now, and then I will go with them. Deixa eu trazer o Rafa. Rafa!
Hi! Salve, galera! Good night, buenas noches. Tô falando até espanhol. Boa noite.
Wow, you said in Spanish, in Portuguese, and English. Jesus, what the heck?
Hi, Amitav. Hi, Duane. Hi, people.
Hello.
Eu estou muito feliz de estar aqui e espero que a gente consiga fazer aí uma live agradável e que as perguntas possam ser respondidas, tá bom? Então,
Perfect.
Eu estou muito contente e não vejo a hora de a gente já entrar em ação.
Perfect. Vou traduzir isso aí para o Duane e para o Duane só, né? So he said he's very happy to be here. He's excited for this live, and He hopes that we can answer some questions and that we have a good time.
Absolutely. That sounds good to me. Sounds good to me, and it's so good to meet, obviously. Everyone, it's just so good to be on here. Absolutely.
So, Rafa, you can, você pode ficar de olho também se você vê, porque você é bom em ver pergunta. Se você vê alguma pergunta aí.
Não, ele, quando eu vi ele a primeira vez, eu vi uma energia muito boa nele, sabe? Ele tem algo bom espiritualmente, uma luz muito boa.
Uau!
E assim que eu conversei com ele, eu já senti uma coisa boa. Sabe aquelas pessoas que te transmitem algo bom? Eu não sei te explicar direito, mas você sente. Então, aí foi isso que eu senti logo de cara quando eu falei com ele. E por enquanto é isso.
So Dwayne, Rafa told us now that soon he talked to you before the live. He felt really good about you, that you have a very good energy, and
Good.
yeah, you really have this good energy, and I know. First time I talked to him was the same thing. We just click, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Dwayne, and we're just really good friends. And I have the same feeling when we start talking. I'm like, oh, you have a really good energy. And he have the same feeling.
Oh.
That's good.
That's so nice. It's the same for both of us.
Eu tenho que falar uma coisa aqui. Eu estava vendo uma senhora atrás dele, mas que como se fosse um anjo protetor dele, sabe? Uma senhora de cabelo grisalho. E é como se tivesse ela que cuidasse dele. Eu senti até um arrepio quando eu falei isso agora. Espero que eu esteja certo, porque às vezes vem a mensagem na minha cabeça e eu fico na dúvida de falar, e se não for... Mas tudo bem, eu não sei quem é a pessoa, mas eu via como se fosse ela que cuidava dele. Entende?
Ok, vou falar para ele.
Isso acontece comigo. Raramente isso acontece comigo, de falar assim, mas aconteceu.
Great. Eu vou falar para o Dwayne. So Dwayne, Rafa, I told you Rafa is sensitive. He have some superpowers.
No.
So sometimes he get messages when he talk to people, it's not always, but he told me now that he saw an old lady. It's like a protector behind you, like you have an old lady with a white hair, protecting you, like behind you, you know what I mean? Like a protector, like a guide, like a spirit guide.
Okay.
And he don't know if he's a relative or just a spirit that is with you, you know what I mean? So you know.
Well, that's really interesting because obviously, since I done the spirit box the last 3 or 4 years, I always get a familiar one come through called Rachel. And Rachel come through literally from the start, and she said she was 60 when she passed. And ever since then, she always comes through and says Rachel for me when she comes through. So as a sensitive, she'll say, I might sometimes get a feeling or a sense of a female presence. And I just assume it's a Rachel that's with me. And I'm pretty confident I can turn it on and I'll hear Rachel quite quickly. So yeah, maybe it's Rachel.
Yeah, I forgot about it because I saw a lot of videos and Rachel coming through. So Rafa, isso foi... ele falou agora, validou. I don't know in Portuguese that word. Como é que é validate? Confirmou o que você falou. Confirmou o que você falou.
Pode falar.
Ele tem um espírito que desde que ele começou a fazer sessões de Spirit Box, ele tem um espírito que acompanha ele, e o nome desse espírito é Raquel, e ela falou que ela faleceu, ela tinha mais ou menos 60 anos, e ela está sempre próxima a ele. Então, tem sentido, talvez o que você viu foi Rachel.
Sim, exatamente. Eu não sei, assim, eu não sabia quem era ela, mas eu vi claramente um espírito. Eu não sei te explicar, não é que eu vi atrás dele, assim, aí na câmera. É como se eu estivesse pensando nela, ela aparecendo atrás dele, assim que vem na minha mente. Entende?
Entendi. So yeah, so I explained to him about Rachel, and
Yes.
it's like he didn't see her behind you, but he can. I don't know how to explain, but he have a vision of, you know what I mean?
Like a daydream.
Yeah,
like
not literally behind you, but he have the vision of. That's right. See, English.
I know. I totally understand. Yeah, I totally get it. I totally understand.
Yeah, that was cool. It's true. You always have a Rachel coming through, and that's wow. That was cool, Rafa. Now I need the numbers for the lottery. I need the numbers.
Yes, that would be good.
Please. Eu preciso do número da loteria, Rafa, por favor. Vai me dando aí.
Não tem, senão eu já estava rico.
That would be good.
Então,
so, Rafa,
tem gente perguntando.
Go ahead. Vai.
Tem gente que perguntou ali, você é sensitivo? Aí é porque, assim, no meu canal, eu não... Quando eu estou investigando, eu não sei o que acontece, mas os espíritos, eles não vêm falar comigo calmamente, sabe? Não vêm falar comigo. Mas quando às vezes eu estou no supermercado, no dentista, na farmácia, qualquer lugar, sempre que vem falar comigo é quando quer passar mensagem para alguém ou porque está do lado de alguém. Entende? Não sempre diretamente comigo, e sim para eu passar mensagem para outras pessoas. E no meu canal não acontece isso. Então, o pessoal que está assistindo a live se assusta porque não sabe que eu tenho essa sensibilidade, entende?
So, let me translate. So, Rafa, so, wait. So, Rafa is telling us that when he's doing investigation, the spirits don't talk to him directly. He normally get things happening when he's grocery shopping, or he go to the dentist, or because the spirits want to give him give a message to someone there. You know what I mean?
I understand.
It's never when he's doing investigations, he don't get anything. But when he's doing like a live and something happens, you know what I mean? This is how he...
It's really interesting you said that.
No, go ahead, Dwayne.
Okay, so it's really interesting because I work in the hospital. So about a year ago, I was getting the name Ian come through quite frequent, and I was telling a colleague of this on my break time, and she found this interesting. Then we went back on the ward. I went to do a patient, and the patient just looked at me and went, "Are you Ian?" And it was in direct connection to the conversation we had in a separate room on our break time. So that was quite interesting. So I understand sometimes you can get messages via third-party people also, or by synchronicities and things like this. It's very interesting, such as 1111 is a common one for me. I'll always see 1111 or such symbols or symbolic kind of
me too.
Information.
1111.
Very interesting. Yeah, absolutely. It's a common thing. It's about being aware of the messages around us, surrounding us all the time. Totally, absolutely get it.
That's cool. Yeah, Rafa, ele tá falando, Rafa e galera, ele tá falando que, como ele trabalha em hospital, isso também acontece com ele. Voice from beyond. Thank you for coming. Ele tá falando que ele tem essa coisa também, por exemplo, ele trabalha no hospital e ele tava tendo esse nome Ian, muitas vezes no Spirit Box, e ele não sabia o que era, né? E aí, uma outra pessoa no hospital falou esse nome, né, para ele, e como ele falou, às vezes a gente recebe mensagem de terceira parte, né? Não só vem para nós, mas vem de outra pessoa para nós também. Eu achei interessante isso. E também a ligação com o número 1111, 1111, né? E eu sempre tenho esse número aparecendo para mim, eu não sei o que é. 1111. Tu sabe alguma coisa disso, Ralph?
Não, nada.
Eu também não sei nada dessa coisa de 11, 22, 22. I have no clue. They kind of say that it was an angel thing. It's when the angels are trying to communicate, right? Something like that,
Absolutely.
but I'm not sure. Yeah. Então, Rafael, aqui nos Estados Unidos e lá na Inglaterra, pelo jeito, dizem que 11, 11, 22, 22, numbers like this, 3, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, is like, I have to speak in Portuguese with Rafa.
That's okay.
Então, esses números 11, 11, do 22, 22, 33, 33, são, dizem que são anjos tentando comunicar com a gente. Isso foi o que eu aprendi. Lembrei agora.
It's the same with music, or if you've lost somebody who's passed over, you know, in your life who's very important to you, they'll have a favorite song or a scent or a perfume or anything which was associated with that person, and it might just happen. You know, you think of them, turn the radio on, and their favorite song was on that radio at that specific time. I don't believe any of these events are coincidence. I do believe we are surrounded by messages of all kinds, but we're too busy generally in our own lives to take notice of them and actually be aware of those symbolic meanings, or then just trying to use any method possible to actually get our attention, to let us know they're still around us. That's what I think.
You know, something like that happens to me. I have a really good connection, with my dad. He passed away 11 years ago. And he knows I love animals, and, you know, I'm an animal lover. Too much, actually. So, when I miss him too much, when I wake up and thinking about him, always, deer, you know, the deer come to my backyard. And this is a way to, you know, last night I was thinking about my dad. For some reason, I find one of his watches, and I went to bed, like, you know, feeling heavy, like I miss him so bad. And this morning I have deer in my backyard. I'm like, this is my dad. So yeah, the things with music, smell, or animal, the spirits have so many ways to communicate with us, and it's beautiful. It's just beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when you notice those signs, they become more apparent, and you start to notice more of them. And that's amazing to me. That is absolutely amazing. That was before I even found the spirit box.
Yeah, and it's like, normally when I have a deer in my backyard, I know sometime that day will be a tough day, and I think he's trying to tell me before something happened that, hey, I'm here, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I feel. So every time I see a deer, I know something big will happen, or it's just he's comforting me, you know, before something. So yeah, I know. Oh, let me translate. Então, Rafa, ele estava falando que a comunicação com os espíritos pode ser de várias formas, né? Tipo uma música, alguém querido que faleceu, que toca a música dessa pessoa no rádio, ou um perfume. No meu caso, eu sei quando meu pai está tentando se comunicar comigo, falar que ele está por perto, é quando tem um veado no meu quintal. Eu sei que quando eu acordo e eu vejo um veado, a primeira coisa que eu vejo é um veado, porque quando eu levanto eu dou de cara com a janela e eu vejo veados e tal, eu já sei que é um sinal do meu pai. Eu não sei porquê, mas eu sei que é. E sempre é num dia que eu vou ter alguma coisa forte acontecendo, né?
Deixa eu te perguntar, quando acontece isso, você sente um arrepio?
Sim.
Então, porque quando tem
um
arrepio, assim, nesses momentos, é a presença dele que está do seu lado, tem uma confirmação, esse arrepio que dá. Então, você pode ter certeza, se ele veio na sua mente na hora e teve arrepio no mesmo momento, é a confirmação de que ele está ali. Entendeu?
É engraçado,
assim
porque
que acontece, né?
Eu já assimilei que é ele. Aí, às vezes, eu tentava falar para mim que não era, né? Eu falava, não, é só coincidência. Mas tem outros sinais, tem cheiro que eu sinto sabe? Ou eu vejo um item dele que está fora do lugar. Tipo, uma vez eu achei o relógio do meu pai na sala, lá embaixo, quando eu estava no loft. As coisas dele ficam no loft, né? Então, acredito que acontece essas coisas. Ele mostrando de novo, te dando a outra certeza de que ele tá no local, né? So sometimes, Dwayne, like my dad's stuff, right? When I see a deer, I try to pay attention my feelings and like goosebumps and stuff, because it's like another confirmation that's what I think it is, not just a deer in my yard. And I was telling Rafa that sometimes I get my dad's stuff misplaced. You know what I mean? Okay, I know I have kids, but I know my kids, they don't touch my stuff because they know mom is crazy, you know? Mom is crazy.
Everybody thinks they're crazy.
Yeah, and sometimes I find something from my dad in some place else. I'm like, how did this got here? You know what I mean? At the same day that I have the deer, or you know what I mean? And so I get lots of confirmations that he's around when I need it. That is the cool thing. So I'm gonna see, Rafa, você viu alguma pergunta interessante que você queira responder?
Então, eu até marquei aqui, gravei aqui no computador 3 perguntas que fizeram, 3 pessoas diferentes.
All right.
A primeira é do Nivaldo.
Deixa eu achar do Nivaldo.
Nivaldo.
Que horas foi do Nivaldo, Rafa?
Eita, deixa eu subir aqui para ver. Cara, é tanta mensagem.
We have so many messages, so we have to go through to see the questions.
This is so interesting.
So we're trying to find. Nivaldo was a 342. Rafael, that one?
É o Nivaldo aqui, Carnicelli. Ele perguntou: numa investigação deve haver um nível em que vocês se obrigam a se retirar do local? Como você sabe a hora de cair fora? Aí, o que acontece? Quando eu vejo que o negócio tá feio, que eu só saio do local quando eu não aguento mais, quando minha energia tá fraca, eu sei que é algo bem ruim que tá ali. Porque, geralmente, nesses locais, os espíritos que estão ali, eles ou estão presos, ou estão vagando, ou é um demônio mesmo. E quando eu vejo que o negócio tá feio, eu não vou ficar ali que nem besta, só para mostrar o vídeo pro pessoal. Então, eu vejo que eu não vou aguentar mais, eu saio dali. Exatamente assim. Ou quando, sei lá, às vezes eu vejo que ele vai me atacar, porque já aconteceu eles arranham, né, faz qualquer coisa. Aí eu vejo que tá na hora de ir embora, que eu não vou me arriscar só por causa de um vídeo, entende? Então, essa seria a resposta.
Perfeito. Vou traduzir aqui.
Você vai querer traduzir?
Vou traduzir aqui. So, Dwayne, Nivaldo! I love Nivaldo. Nivaldo, salve. So, Nivaldo asked Raphael, if he have a level, like if he knows when it's time to leave an investigation, right? How he knows that it's time to leave. So Raphael was telling us that sometimes if he feels like he gonna get attacked, or if the energy is too heavy, he don't play around. He just leave because he know he can. He was attacked before. So he don't play around. If he feels that something is not right, it's because something is not right. So he just go. How you do?
Well, it's interesting because for me, one of the first captures I got was intention projection. And I do think the mind is such a powerful thing. So if I feel, generally, actually, through the spirit box, I hear turn it off quite a lot. If it gets to a point and I've been doing it too much, they'll say turn it off. And then I'll respect that. But for me, I think it's very important to set up boundaries, that if you have children, for example, like yourself, there has to be a clear boundary that, no, this isn't your space to go close to them. You're dealing with me now. This is my space. And when we are done having this communication, I must ask you politely to go back. Leave this place and you must go back. And as a rule, I will not turn off the spirit box until they repeat the words going back. And I do feel that's part of the intention. It's very much intention is a big thing for me. Sometimes they don't want to go back and they'll say no. And at that point, I'll use visualization and I'll use a river in my mind, washing them back. So I do believe, again, the intention, the power of thought it has such an effect on the reality where they are. They find it difficult to fight against it. I mean, there is elements where they could come into your environment as such and create issues. And I think then again, if you project fear, they will thrive on that. So I think it's about overcoming the fear, and I think it's very much, again, it's about intention for me. I've had some kind of physical activity in the environment, but as soon as that's happened, I generally put down a very strong message to them that no, this is not what we agreed. It is time for you to move back now. You're not welcome here. And it's always a case of that. That's how I set the rules with them, and I will ask them to repeat that. Again, then we talk about guides, Rachel, and I have had one difficult, we could call it entity before now, who I do believe lingered around my energy as such, around my being, and wouldn't go back. And I felt a little bit subdued for weeks on end. I couldn't figure out what this darkness was, or this little bit of a depression. So I turned it back on, and the Rachel come through, and I said, Rachel, can I ask you to ask the spirit who's with me still to go back? And she said, the voice come through and it said, I'm asking them to leave. And then as soon as that happened, it just went back to normal. So I really do think, again, there's the respect about leaving the environment if you've got activity which is feeling threatening, or in my case, if they say turn it off, there's a point that you got to go, okay, I'm turning this off now. Now it's time to go back. So yeah, that's how I kind of deal with it. And I think it varies very slightly for different people who do this kind of work. And you've got to find the right methods and tools which are suitable for you and which is safe to practice as well, you know?
Okay.
Personally.
Yeah, let me translate.
But that's a long answer. Sorry about the long answer.
Então, galera, o Dwayne tá falando que, como o Rafael sabe a hora que ele tem que se ele sente que vai ser atacado, ele sabe a hora de pular do barco, né, Rafa? O Dwayne também faz isso. O Dwayne tem algumas técnicas que ele usa para fazer, se ele está sentindo que a investigação está ficando meio pesada, ele tem algumas técnicas. Sabe essas pessoas que ajudam os espíritos a passar para o outro lado, né? Para seguir a luz, né? Essas coisas. O Dwayne faz mais ou menos isso também. Ele tenta visualizar um rio, alguma coisa assim, boa, seus espíritos podem se acalmar e saindo. E quando está muito pesado, ele usa também a Rachel, a Raquel, ele pede ela para levar os espíritos para onde eles têm que ir. Assim, ele pode terminar a sessão em segurança, se ele não está se sentindo seguro durante a investigação. Então, cada um tem uma técnica, né? Tipo, de saber quando é a hora de sair fora, de picar a mula. Né? Tem outra pergunta aí que você anotou, Rafa? We're going to
então, tem uma da Vanessa aqui, Rupel, ela perguntou, porque eu fiz uma investigação no meio do milharal, com o Kainan. E ela quer saber se a gente vai voltar lá. Só vou responder
Que horas foi a da
essa...
Vanessa? Vê aí, para mim ver se eu acho aqui.
Meu Deus, cadê? Ixi.
Eu perco todas as perguntas aqui. Viu, pessoal? Deixa eu ver.
Ai, não tô achando, mas tem...
Então, você responde aí a Vanessa.
Então, na verdade, é assim, para o público foi uma maravilha a gente ir lá, só que a gente só se lascou, porque tinha tanto bicho, tanto inseto, mas foi assim, a investigação foi boa, a gente realmente sentiu coisas ali, e realmente a SLS câmera detectou, e a gente escutou vozes até fora do Spirit Box. Só o único problema é que tinha tanto mosquito que o Kainan passou mal, que engoliu um monte de mosquitos, eu engoli só um ou dois, ele engoliu, acho que uns 5, 6. E aí, porque a gente ficava com a lanterna e eles iam para cima da luz. Quando a gente respirava, engolia o mosquito. Aí a gente teve que gravar, a gente ia gravar a parte 2, a gente nem quis gravar a parte 2 por causa disso. Então não sei se a gente vai voltar lá por causa dos mosquitos.
Ai, meu Deus, mosquito é o ó. Eu sei a sensação, eu acabei de voltar do cemitério de Bluff e, rapaz do céu, quase morri naquele lugar. Tô cheia de mordida de mosquito na cabeça toda. Desgraça, aquela porcaria de mosquito, gente. So, Dwayne, Vanessa asked Raphael because he went to a location that have tons of mosquitoes. So he went to this cornfield and have tons of bugs, and so she was asking when they go back, and he said, yeah, I don't want to go back. Kainan, his friend that investigate with him got sick because he swallowed lots of mosquitoes. So they have the flashlight, and what happened? Mosquitoes go to the flashlight.
Oh,
and
yeah, absolutely.
Breathe, and then they eat the mosquitoes. It was a mess. So that's why we're laughing, because he don't want to go back there.
Nice.
And this weekend, I know how he feels, because this weekend I went to a cemetery called Bluff Cemetery here in Utah, and Jesus Christ, I never saw so many mosquitoes in my whole life. And I'm from Brazil. In Brazil, I know mosquitoes, you know what I mean? I have to deal with that shit my life. But this place, I almost died. I have mosquito bites all over my head. Like my head, my hair. Like I can't touch my head because I have mosquito bites. If I touch one, all of them, you know what I mean, start to itch, and I can't stop it. So I stayed there 10 minutes and I'm like, I'm done. I'm good. It's time to go. And I know exactly how painful it is to go to places that have mosquitoes and try to investigate. Painful.
Bit of a distraction.
Oh, yeah. And painful distraction. I am super allergic to bites. So, yeah, not fun. Rafa, tem outra pergunta?
Sim, tem uma pergunta aqui que foi da Jean Almada, uma moça chamada Jean Almada.
Jean! Amo.
Não sei se vocês vão achar aí. Ela perguntou em relação aos cemitérios, que eu fui faz um pouco tempo atrás. Você sente que os espíritos guardiões se manifestam, deixa eu terminar de ler aqui, mais agressivos ou apenas querem afastar ou querem apenas assustar e afastar vocês do local? Eu realmente acredito que em cemitérios, esses espíritos, eles querem nos expulsar de lá, não todos. Se for o guardião, ele quer nos expulsar de lá. Mas eu acredito, sim, que tem espíritos ali que estão perdidos, sabe? Que precisam da ajuda. Tanto que o Spirit Box detectou uma voz de uma mulher, eu fui, e ela dizia que estava procurando filho. Aí eu fiz uma oração com o Kainan, pedindo para ela, se ela não queria descansar em paz, porque o filho dela não ia poder ver agora, mas depois eles iam se encontrar um dia. Só que aí começou a ficar tensa a situação e a gente acabou saindo de lá. E a gente não terminou de saber o que aconteceu com ela, entende? Porque não é fácil gravar ali. E tem muita gente que até critica, vocês vão lá, mas não termina, tudo é que não termina. A gente vai ficar até o tanto que dá. Entendeu? Não dá pra gente também se machucar ou se sentir mal, ou levar esse peso para casa, se ver que não tá aguentando, a gente tem que sair. Mas a gente fez a oração certinho, pedindo para os anjos ajudarem a encaminhar aquela mulher. mas a gente não teve certeza. Então, quem sabe a gente volta lá para ver. É isso.
Okay, so the question was, she was asking about investigations in the cemetery. If we feel like the spirits want us out of there.
It's really interesting because I have curiosity from the start. I would always wonder, why would a spirit, if you die and your consciousness continues, why would you hang around a cemetery? And I did test it. I've been a few times, and I did find the captures to be different in a sense. And I did this in a sensitive way. I did go to a chapel arrest once. And I tried to do it in a completely respectful way, because I always do it in a respectful way. And it was a fantastic, well, it wasn't fantastic, but it was an incredibly clear capture, and a lady shouted out, "I just passed away," through the radio. So I do find there isn't a huge difference, but there is sometimes a change of tone with the messages or the captures that can come through. And I've had another one where I had a Bradley come through and communicate that he just died, and he died of cancer, and it was in the head. That was pretty incredible. So I think some spirits possibly could potentially, when they suddenly cross, may go to where they're cremated or buried and may linger around that area. Do I think they stay there indefinitely? Not really, but I do find there's some that might go back to a cemetery and just see what's happening, and then when they see me or anybody there, they could potentially communicate something to where they are. It is a different tone. It's a really strange one. I don't think I get more activity in a cemetery. I think you can build up a location. Say, okay, a lot of people say you shouldn't do it in your own home. But if you was doing it in one location, that same location all the time, I think they would probably, the activity could build in that location as such. So I think I made a long-winded answer there. I would say the communication does happen in cemeteries, but the tone is different. The messages are different in the short answer. There's definitely a different type of communication.
O Duane estava falando que a comunicação no cemitério é um pouco diferente da comunicação em outros lugares, né? Eu acredito que é um pouco mais pesada, vamos dizer assim. Tu acha, Rafa? É uma comunicação um pouco mais pesada?
É assim, na verdade. Quando a gente entra, pelo menos eu já entro e sinto que o ambiente é diferente. O clima é mais pesado, entende? Parece que tá tudo... Sabe, já entrou em um mercado lotado? É a mesma coisa, só que no mundo espiritual.
Tipo assim.
Então, você entra e sente que está tudo muito próximo, você não consegue se concentrar muito, porque está tudo rodeando você, fica te seguindo. Então, é diferente, realmente. É diferente.
Yeah. Raphael was saying that, like me and Rafa were saying that, I feel the communication in the cemetery is a little heavier.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Normal. I don't know in UK, but in Brazil, we have the guardians. We grow up thinking that every cemetery have a spirit guardian. So,
okay.
Like for us Brazilians, when we go to a cemetery, we ask for permission to, like set the boundaries, but we ask permissions to the guardian to let us come and talk to the spirits and stuff like that. Is the same in England or not?
Yeah, I think so. And again, I do believe actually there is an interesting thing. Well, I have done it at cemetery. I do get the name Bishop come through quite a lot, which is quite interesting. And from what I've worked out over the last few years, Bishop is kind of like an overlooker of what's happening. And he doesn't say much or doesn't communicate much, but he just observes. Almost like you could say just a watcher. I'm not sure what you call him. I'm not sure how you describe him, but Bishop's quite interesting. in the sense that in some locations, like a cemetery, there is somebody there overlooking, just keeping an eye on things, what's happening there. So
yeah, that's what I think.
Again,
like,
absolutely.
It can be any name. It can be,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Maybe I will be one day.
But I always do it respectfully. I mean, again, I do this really seriously, and so I'm always very respectful when I turn it on. Sometimes you get some quirky communication, which is quite funny. But as a rule, if I go to like a sacred place like that, or somewhere which is, a sensitive place for a lot of people, I'm always totally respectful of how I communicate about the communication. I'm just very sensitive about, what I'm doing. But it is interesting, definitely. Yeah, I think there is somebody overlooking.
Yeah. So, Rafa, ele diz que tem essa cultura lá na Inglaterra também, de que tem um guardião, alguma coisa que toma... que toma conta. Não é esse nome, mas é como... Ele acredita que cada cemitério tem um espírito que está encarregado em tomar conta daquela área. Achei legal, porque aqui não tem essa coisa, não. Nunca ouvi falar que aqui tem um anjo. Tem um anjo.
A minha irmã, Andréia, que ela tem um dom muito avançado, ela disse que cada bairro ou cada cidade tem um demônio que é como se fosse o imperador. Um demônio mais forte, sabe?
Uau.
É como se fosse... Já viu um exército do mal? Tem um general, então tem esse demônio também, em cada bairro. Eu acredito que no cemitério deve ser a mesma coisa. Entende? Deve ter também, que a gente chama de guardião.
Uau. Então, faz sentido, né? Faz sentido ter isso.
Eu tenho um amigo meu que mora em São Paulo, lá em Barueri, São Paulo, que ele não estava drogado, ele disse que estava chegando de madrugada, perto da casa de onde eu morava ali, aí ele viu uma coisa pulando de cima da casa na rua, e atravessou a rua e saiu correndo no mato, mas era como eu vou te explicar? É como um demônio mesmo, só que tinha, sabe, as patas... Não era perna de homem, de gente, era como se fosse metade homem, metade bicho. Tinha as pernas meio que viradas, não sei explicar. Sabe aquelas pernas de bicho que é torta atrás? Não sei se vocês sabem qual que é. E ele viu assim pulando, e ele falou que jamais havia visto algo daquele tipo. Né? Eu já vi manifestações, mas não, o meu era tudo mais fumaça, assim, sabe? Mas, o dele disse que era bem nítido, então pode ser que eu acreditei nele, a gente acreditou, mas eu já vi casos de gente que já viu também, então a gente não pode ter certeza que não tem, se na própria Bíblia fala que tem demônios, que existem demônios, então eu creio que sim, que realmente existe e que eles podem se manifestar.
Nossa, como é que eu vou traduzir isso?
Não, mas fala só que... Resume bem pouquinho, assim. Já era.
I'm going to give you a preview of what Raphael says. So his sister, she's have the same gift that Raphael have, but as a kind of different gift, but is a sensitive too. So she was explaining to Rafa that she believed that every cemetery have their own entities, like demons or differing ones. You know what I mean? Like they have different ones everywhere you go, and some people even see apparitions that are really bad, that they can describe it. Really bad stuff in cemeteries. Thank you, God, I never see anything bad. But yeah, so in Brazil, the cemeteries are not pretty like here in the United States. So I don't know how the cemeteries look in New York City, but the cemeteries in Brazil, they are very scary place to go. And so, yeah, it is very different. Like, so people, end up seeing things. And like you said, the mind, our mind creates, you know, sometimes we think we saw somebody, you know what I mean? So in Brazil, people can see a lot of different stuff, entities in cemeteries. And I believe it, because in Brazil, cemeteries are tough. It's a tough thing, investigating a cemetery in Brazil.
It's kind of interesting, because I've only seen maybe one apparition of a little girl, which was pretty amazing. And I've seen shadows, black shadows. I think a lot of people see that kind of thing. But the one that always amazes me, which I've seen it a few times, is like a shard of light. With my hands on the camera. Okay, so here, it's like a shard, a wither of white lights, which I found really interesting. So, I've seen a few things, but I can understand if you can see sometimes things you want to see if you're in a scary place. You might start imagining these things, you know. So I try to be kind of skeptical, or not skeptical. I try to be a little bit, logical, I suppose. Try and think about it practically. You know, did I just see that? But when you see it directly in front of you, I think that's amazing. I mean, sometimes we see things in the corner of the eyes.
This is how I see things. And sometimes I see a lot of shadows during investigations, because we go to heavy places, but normally I can see spirit guides and stuff like that when they want me to see that they are present. I don't see all the time, but
see what is interesting as well, because I've asked about this. Where are they? Are they in front of us or behind us? And they never say they stood in front of me. They always stood behind me. So I do find that interesting.
Yeah, I
say, where are you? And they stood behind you.
Them. I can't see like in a camera. Like some people, like Raphael, can have the vision, like looking at you in a camera, for example. I can only see if I'm in person. With someone.
So
it's super weird.
Does he see auras too?
Rafa, você consegue ver a aura das pessoas, às vezes?
Não, ainda não.
Não,
mas vou tentar um dia. Não. Eu vejo, assim, é como se fosse um pensamento, sabe? Estou pensando ali atrás dele, ali que tem uma senhora, e às vezes ela quer falar alguma coisa, e mas na maioria das vezes não é voz, ela faz um gesto, mostrando alguma coisa, entende?
Okay, for Raphael, it's like he's not seeing, it's like in his head. He can have the image of the person behind you. She's trying to talk to you.
So clairvoyance.
Huh?
Clairvoyance, as such.
Yeah. And he can't see the aura yet, but he is studying about it, and he wanna be able to see it one day. But
it's really interesting, especially because I can see colors around people sometimes, and there's a good practice to use your hands to see it. So that's really interesting. Yeah, I could talk about that. That's a really interesting thing. Yeah, absolutely. Fascinating. It's really fascinating.
What, Rafa?
O Mitaf, já que ele falou no tema da aura, eu vou comentar algo aqui que algumas pessoas já vão saber, já viram, mas quem não viu ainda, quem não sabe o que é a aura, é uma energia que fica ao redor do nosso espírito, assim, sabe? E o que acontece? Não é só o ser humano que tem isso, os animais e as plantas também têm. Existe um aparelho que consegue detectar essa aura, consegue realmente provar que tem algo sobrenatural ali, que existe. E cada ser humano normal, uma aura, ela mede mais ou menos 2 centímetros de distância, assim, do corpo do espírito. Aí teve uma época que os cientistas da NASA foram medir a aura de Chico Xavier. E a aura dele tinha 20 metros. Para 2 centímetros de uma pessoa normal, é muita coisa.
Senhora. It's a lot.
Ele tinha um dom, assim, excepcional. Tem muita gente que não gosta do Chico, mas eu, particularmente, eu amo ele porque, se ele quisesse, ele poderia ter sido bilionário Ele vendeu mais de 500 milhões de cópias de livro, doou todo o dinheiro, sempre viveu humilde na mesma casinha e doava alimento para o povo. Isso é fazer o bem, né? Não é aqueles pastores que são milionários com helicóptero. Não, ele sempre foi humilde. E é isso que eu queria falar da aura, só que você pode melhorar, aflorar, como você quiser chamar, entende? Só que tem que ser muito estudo, muita dedicação, tem que evoluir seu lado espiritual totalmente, para você aumentar isso. Pode ser que a da Lu, que está assistindo ali, é um pouco maior, cada pessoa tem uma um pouquinho maior que a outra, depende. Isso que vai te dar a sua... Como é que se diz? Que vai aumentar a sua capacidade, sensibilidade espiritual. Mais ou menos isso.
Mais ou menos isso. Deixa eu traduzir para doer. Então, Rafael está explicando... English. Raphael is explaining to people what is everything about aura, and he's explaining that you have to work really hard to be good, to have a good, good stuff, to have these nice colors and, being healthy spiritually. It's a lot of work. And in Brazil, we had this amazing guy. He was a spiritualist called Chico Xavier. He was an amazing person. They measure his aura, and it was beautiful because he was a really good person. He's very famous in Brazil. He was a medium, a very famous medium. He did the letters from spirits. He sent letters to families and stuff like that.
Wow. So it's like aura photography is incredible. I mean, what you can gain from aura, it's amazing. It just shows the emotional state that you're in, like you said. And it's quite interesting, referring back to the spirit box. I found some of my best sessions where you get that back and forth communication, when you get like a very pure connection where they're answering your words your questions directly. It's generally when my state of mind is a complete calmness. And sometimes when I do it, I like to have the lights turned off totally, so I'm not distracted by while I'm looking around the room. I can just completely focus on that session. And that's generally when I get some of the best stuff. So it is interesting. I think it's all linked in together with the aura. I mean, our energy, our colors, the spirits, I believe, they see this, they see that, and they draw in. We're like the lighthouse within the darkness. We all glow differently through the aura, and they're aware of that. And they'll come to those for communication who I think they're drawn to by their aura. And I think possibly that's why some people get great communication. It's their sense of being spiritually where they are presently. And some people who are not really spiritually inclined will not get many responses. It's generally, why would you speak to someone who's not really interested in speaking to you? So if you have that really good intention,
that's probably my problem.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have that, maybe it's worth putting it to the test. Maybe.
Yeah, kind of like that. I kind of like the explanation, so I don't feel so bad. So I have a question for you, Dwayne. I have a question for you here. Celeste is asking, what make you start doing spirit box sessions? What make you go there?
Okay, so I think people who do this work, it's usually an event that focuses your mind into doing this work. And I think since I was a young age, since I was a kid, I've always had what I would say are mystic experiences of seeing and feeling something around me all the time. My curiosity has been there from a young age, and it left me always exploring avenues of any information I could grab, any literacy or any knowledge of what possibly is the bigger reality of where we are. What else is there? And then when you lose people who are close to you, it raises bigger questions. Are they still around us? had they gone somewhere else, or is there nothing? And I think because I've also, I suppose, had those experiences where I've seen lights and I've had some incredible experiences. My mindset is I'm halfway in this world and halfway in the next. I feel connected to something which I can't quite see, and I know it's there. So I would call it kind of mystic experiences. And that the spirit box videos that John did on YouTube, that grabbed my attention again. And I was like, is this real? Can this possibly be another avenue where something spirits can possibly communicate with? And I wanted to understand this. And curiosity got the better of me. I got myself a radio, or a Radio Shack box, and it was hacked. And I got responses straight away. And straight away, I was kind of like, did I just hear this? Did I just hear that? They shouldn't say that on the radio. And that was it. The first time I got those captures, I was hooked. I was like, I need to understand more about what's going on here. So yeah, that's kind of how my journey is and how it led me to the spirit box.
Let me translate that.
That was a big answer. That was a long answer again.
That is easy. Então, galera, Celeste, o Duane começou como todo mundo começa, com a curiosidade, né? Desde que ele era novo, ele tinha essa curiosidade. Se existe o outro lado, se a gente vai para algum lugar, né? Quando a gente morrer e tal. E foi assim que o Duane começou também. E daí ele começou a procurar, ele viu a comunicação usando o Spirit Box e ele começou a procurar e começou a fazer ele mesmo. Ele realmente tem uma boa comunicação com os espíritos. You really have a good connection with spirits. I just love it. I just love it. And a Celeste, as ADMs aí, joga o link, por favor, do canal do Duane. Para galera, se inscreve no canal do Duane para vocês verem como ele faz as sessões de Spirit Box. Ele é incrível com as comunicações e é fantástico mesmo. Joga aí o link do canal do Duane e se inscrevam lá, galera. Ele é muito, muito bom. Se vocês gostam de Spirit Box, ele tem várias e vocês vão poder ver essas sessões, são incríveis. Bloqueia. Lia. Aí, so assim que ele começou. Rafa, how you start, like, Spirit Box sessions? Você entendeu?
Quando eu comecei a usar, fazer a sessão de Spirit Box.
See, he understands my questions in English. Yes.
Na verdade, foi assim. Eu já tinha curiosidade, eu só tinha visto nos programas de TV americanos que tem, né? Ghost Hunters. Tem um outro que se chama... Como é que é o nome do outro mesmo, meu Deus do céu? Mais famoso ainda. Não importa, eu só vi lá. E aí eu sempre tive curiosidade de saber como é que era usar um Spirit Box. Depois que eu consegui meu primeiro Spirit Box, a pior coisa que eu fiz, eu fui no cemitério para testar. Eu fui num cemitério e eu lembro que eu levei meu sobrinho Vinícius. Esse vídeo eu deletei do canal na época, porque como era novo isso no Brasil, sabe? Não tinha muitos canais que usavam isso, acho que só o canal da KBC que usava Spirit Box. Eu recebi tanto xingamento de gente falando que era coisa fake, que isso aí não existe, que não sei o quê, que eu deletei no canal. Aí depois de um tempo eu comecei a postar de novo, outro, e aí o pessoal foi acostumando. Mas eu me assustei muito, porque realmente ele ia intercalando as rádios, tinha hora que parecia sinal de rádio, aí meu sobrinho Vinícius uma hora falou o nome dele, e aí ele ficou assustado com os olhos arregalados assim. E a gente continuou. O vídeo era antigo, ele tinha uns 40 minutos esse vídeo. E assim teve uma comunicação, mas foi estranho, porque deu medo. Primeira vez.
A Cris chegou. Deixa eu botar a Cris na conversa aqui. Peraí. Cris! Cris is here!
Oh, please change.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hi.
So today, Chris, we're
Well,
talking about spirit
Dwayne.
communications, and we have the king of communication, Dwayne. He's amazing with
I've been
communicating.
listening.
All right.
Mhm.
And Rafa is telling his experience too in Brazil. When Rafa started the channel, people call him names, say there was fake, this is not possible. When he started his channel, he was attacked all the time because of spirit box communication. And then finally, people will he was keep doing. And finally, people realize, no, this is a real thing. You know what I mean? In Brazil, one channel, KBC, they had the SB7. They started the channel with a SB7, and people were like, no, this is just a little radio. What the heck? You know what I mean? Everything is new. Everything that we bring new, people will judge. People will, what the heck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Until they figured it out that, oh, this is really happening. And
It's
so
like
Rafa,
it's like the Salem witch trials. If they don't know, they're scared of it, and so they attack it.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. When I first did this, actually, it's a bit naughty what I did, but I had a few people that I work with. They kind of mocked me about this because they heard I did this. That was a load of rubbish, It's a skepticism, the fear, like you talk about. And I got so impatient. I got so annoyed with this. I actually went home and I turned it on and I asked them to repeat the names of the staff I worked with. And I did this, and then I sent each member of the staff the capture of them saying their names. And I was called into the office about that because it spooked a few people, not too many. But I found it very satisfying at the same time.
Nice.
Let me translate for Rafa.
I haven't really
So,
spoken
Rafa.
about it since on the wall.
Ooh, I would be like, I don't like you, guy. So do not talk to me, you creepy. Rafa, ele também passou por isso.
I get that a lot.
Ele também passou por isso, Rafa, de pessoas não acreditarem nas sessões, né? De julgarem ele. Então, ele foi para casa um dia.
I'm so sorry.
Não, e o quê? Um dia ele foi para casa, as pessoas estavam zoando ele, né? Aí um dia ele foi para casa e fez uma sessão de Spirit Box e pediu para o Spirit Box falar o nome da galera que trabalha com ele. Ele gravou e mandou para as pessoas o nome deles gravado no EVP e quase ficou... Ele levou uma boa bronca, porque muita gente ficou com medo dele, sabe? Tipo, a galera ficou com medo dele. Eu sei, eu ficaria também. O cara doido me manda uma gravação com meu nome, eu te infarto também. He got a revenge right there. So I have another question aqui, guys. Let me get perguntou o Rafael. Você faz algum tipo de oração antes de iniciar uma investigação, Rafa? You do a prayer before investigating?
Sim, antes de entrar no local, eu vou dar um exemplo. Ontem mesmo eu fui investigar com uma aluna que era sensitiva. E a gente, antes de entrar, faz uma oração pedindo proteção para que nada nos toque e para que possivelmente a gente possa ajudar um espírito que está ali no local, se estiver ali. Quando a gente sai, a gente faz outra oração pedindo para que tudo que tiver ali não nos siga, se for algo ruim, que não nos siga, que não nos acompanhe, que os anjos nos protejam. Mas é uma oração assim mais complexa, mais longa, mais comprida. Eu estou diminuindo aqui, mas é uma oração forte e realmente ajuda, sabe? Porque a gente sente que nossos anjos protetores impedem que algo nos acompanhe. Já aconteceu de eu não fazer e levar para casa, então eu sempre faço agora.
Yeah. So the question was, it's almost the same that Ana Maria is asking now, like if you do any preparations before investigating. Mari was asking if he does any prayers before investigating. He was saying that yes, he does a very strong one, asking for his protectors to protect him, to protect his, the friends that are with him during the investigation. So yeah, we do that preparation. How about you, Dwayne and Chris? You guys have anything that you guys do before investigation and preparation before?
Go ahead, Dwayne.
Dwayne, you there, meu filho?
Yes. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Do you know? This is strange. I used to. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to just get myself in a state of pure, try and get it as relaxed as possible. So I'd take a shower. It's very strange, I know. I used to take a shower, put some relaxing music on, just really calm myself. And I mainly did visionary kind of exercises, like a light around me or a bubble. And I would use that as kind of my protection. And I would ask a familiar spirit for me, Rachel, who comes through quite a lot. I used to ask her to come through and maybe ask if she could bring other spirits through too to communicate. And then obviously if there was difficulty at the end of a session trying to send them back, I'd ask her to assist me in sending them back to where they come from. Because I still do. I use trigger words. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I use some trigger words to get their attention as well sometimes, which I find works very well. And that really gets, so for example, it sounds cliche, but in movies they always say light and darkness. But I do believe in the light and darkness. I totally believe in that. And they do seem to be looking for light. So I'll ask them, if I feel like I'm not getting much, I will say, if there's any spirits around me who are seeking the light or are lost, can you say light or help me? And try and get their attention, and then try and get them to engage. And for the communication to be back and forth, I would try and use the technique of, I will help you. I will try and help you, but I want you to help me first. So can I ask you to work with me? And then that's how I try and get that session to build up back and forth communication. Because they will try and help, they will try and communicate more if they feel, if you have a good intention set. And it's all about intention. But I'm rambling. But generally, yes, I do believe in a bubble, light, relaxation. That's what my method was. Sorry, I'm rambling. I've had a long day.
Chris is gonna like that. She's gonna use a new technique next time we're going to investigate. Yeah. Huh, Chris?
That gives me good ideas. Yeah, I like it.
She loves when people share some
Chris.
new stuff. And next time she's doing that, I'm like, why you come with this? What? And it's always because she does that.
I'm going to call it the Dwayne technique.
Yeah, the Dwayne therapy. Yeah.
Yep,
she's like a sponge.
I swear, I don't know why, but if you ask them they need help, say, help me, they seem to say it most of the time. I don't know why, but it seems to really get their attention. I suppose I've thought about it as being in the crowd of people. If you can't really distinguish individual words, but if somebody shouts your name out, you'll turn your head to where that name is being called, because it's something that you can relate to. That's my name. You can hear it amongst the crowd. Yeah. So if you're in maybe somewhere where somebody's offering to help you, say, help me, and you need help, you're going to go straight to that signature, where that's coming from. Yeah. So I think let me kind of trigger words seem to work for me.
Let me translate before I forget.
Yeah.
So Chris already knows the struggle. I will forget everything what he said, and I will not translate anything. Don't have.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's good. It's me. It's just because I have ADHD, so I get lost, and I'm like, what he said. I will be completely. I don't even know what we're talking about. But I remember that one. So, Rafa, a gente estava falando que a gente faz de preparação, né? Você faz a sua oração forte Eu nunca vi a Cris fazer oração, não, gente. Vou mentir, não. Mas ela também faz um tipo de... Eu não vou mentir, não. A Cris
Ela
não
faz
porra
Paranormal.
nenhuma. Vou falar logo aqui em português. Que ela não entende porra nenhuma mesmo. A Cris não faz oração, não. Se ela falar para vocês que ela faz oração, é mentira dela. I'm telling them that you don't do prayers, Chris. If you say that, you're lying, because I investigate with you. You don't do prayers.
You don't know what I do before.
You don't do
you, so.
Come on. You don't do prayers. Come on. Such a liar. Anyway.
In my head.
Mas o Duane, por exemplo, ele tenta ficar calmo, né? Ele tenta ficar calmo. Ele cria essa bubble? Como é que é bubble? Bolha de energia branca.
Bubble.
Ele tenta criar essa energia branca. Ele tenta criar um círculo, agora achei o nome, um círculo de energia branca protegendo ele. E uma das técnicas que ele usa para fazer, quando ele não está tendo muita... Hi, Ruby! Welcome! Se ele não está tendo muita resposta no Spirit Box, ele usa palavras-chave, tipo, ele acredita que existe luz e escuridão, né? Então, ele fala para os espíritos, tem alguém precisando de ajuda? Fala aqui no Spirit Box ajuda, que eu preciso de ajuda. Então, ele começa a se conectar com os espíritos que estão naquele ambiente, usando palavras-chave, entendeu?
Sim.
Então, é isso que ele estava falando. Eu ainda estou aprendendo muito sobre comunicação com Spirit Box, gente. Eu não tenho muita experiência com Spirit Box. You're back. Mas eu estou aprendendo algumas técnicazinhas aqui e ali, de amigos que fazem sessões de Spirit Box. Tem o Duane, tem o John, e outros que fazem Spirit Box, né? Sessions sessões de Spirit Box que eu aprendo um pouquinho cada vez que eu assisto essas pessoas. É incrível. Vocês têm mais alguma pergunta, galera? A gente já passou de 1 hora vamos responder mais uma pergunta. Fala, Rafa.
Eu tenho uma pergunta aqui, que tá antiga, que eu gravei.
Faz aí.
Sobrenatural ou tem outra aí?
Faz aí,
Pode
pega
falar?
aí a sua.
Quem mandou foi o Sobrenatural Marabô. Ele perguntou, Rafael, você acha que os espíritos, quando tentam nos afastar, é porque eles têm tanto medo de nós como nós temos deles? Essa foi a pergunta.
Tá.
Entendeu? Ele perguntou,
o que você acha, Rafa?
Eu acho que os espíritos, eles não têm medo da gente. A gente que se paga de medo deles, é medo da pessoa.
O que você acha, Rafa?
Eu acho que eles tentam nos afastar, alguns, porque eles estão naqueles lugares que geralmente são abandonados, porque eles querem ou estar ali para estar em paz, sem ninguém encher o saco deles, ou porque eles estão presos ao local por algum motivo de bens materiais ou por algum familiar que já morou ali, alguma coisa assim. E eles tentam nos afastar porque eles estão falando, isso aqui é meu, vou embora. Então, eu acho que muitos não querem ser ajudados espiritualmente. Muitos não querem ser ajudados e é por isso que eles tentam nos afastar. Mas tem alguns que se respondem e querem ajuda. Então, eu acho que eles não têm medo da gente, não, na minha opinião.
So I'm gonna... Tá, eu vou perguntar para eles o que eles acham. Chris and Duane, do you guys thinking when we go to a location to investigate, do you guys think the spirits are scared of us too? When we feel like when we feel like
possibly.
they want us to leave. Yeah. I feel like sometimes if you have a lot of equipment, I think they can get like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, if they are not familiar with electronics, for example, if they are very, 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 very old soul, that's what I think. I think they will be like, what is that? You know what I mean?
I think, you know, I think that they can get like, and I don't know, I'm just guessing. I think they can get a first impression, kind of like we do too, with people. Like if they see one of us that they get a bad vibe of, they could not want to communicate with such an investigator. Like there's something about you that they don't jive with, and they don't want nothing to do with you. So then they could go either way. They're not going to communicate with you, or they're going to
I totally
a bad night, you know? And thus the reason that some people say that, oh, there's demonic things happening here, or it's an evil spirit. Not necessarily. It's just that they're getting a bad vibe off of you, and they just don't want nothing to do with you. I'm just guessing. I don't know, but why couldn't they? You know, they say in life they're mean and nasty, and in death they'll be mean and nasty. So why wouldn't they have that same, you know, I'm getting a bad vibe from you, so why wouldn't they take that with them as well in the afterlife?
Yeah. I think it makes sense to me. I heard that when we die, we like if we're really bad when we die, we will be bad. It's still, I don't know. Someone told me this theory a long time ago that you can still be bad. It's your choice, I believe, but some people will choose to be the same. And maybe they don't want it. They get scared of us. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I get very confused about it. Because if I'm a spirit and someone is trying to communicate with me, I will get so excited because I love to talk, you know. So I will be probably following people home and bugging them all day and all night. I can see myself being a bad spirit like that.
We come in with all these gadgets and things that go beep and buzz and lights and things. And like you said, you know, depending on which spirits we're trying to communicate with, some of them don't even know what these things are. So we have to explain how some of these things work and operate. And we have to teach them how to use these things.
Yeah,
so, yeah, it's scary.
Rafa caiu? Rafa? Levantou, Rafa? Então, Rafa, a gente tem uma teoria.
Do you remember your first ever capture?
Huh? What?
Do you remember your first ever capture you had through the spirit box? The first thing that made you suddenly go, oh, that's odd. Do you remember the first thing?
With the spirit box?
Yeah, Chris. Oh my, it was like in 2013. I don't even know what I ate last night. I have no clue.
I can't remember my very first one. But there's been so many, but every time I get one, I just think, holy cow.
Oh, see, the first capture ever that I got. Am I allowed to swear?
Yes, you can.
See, the first ever capture I got, which really made me... Oh, I can? All right. I got this first radio. I wanted to try this thing out because I didn't understand it. I turned it on for a few minutes, and I just sat in my car, and I said, okay, well, if you're around me, I'm going to turn this off now. So I'm going to turn this off after 3. And I got to 3, and a male voice said, you bastard. And that was it. I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. And I was like, and I took it home. I must have listened to it about 20 times. I was like, it really swore. They don't swear on the radio. And I was scratching my head going, no. But yeah, you bastards. That was the first capture I have ever got. Never forgot it. Changed everything.
I remember all the times I got my name, because I have a mini heart attacks every time that I get my name. And Chris is always with me when that shit's happened to me. And I think the best one for me was Price. It was in a hotel in Price. That day was tough. That day, yeah. It was Billy. The name of the spirit was Billy.
Yep.
And he said my name because my name,
Billy.
Billy, yeah. So the pronunciation of my name is I'm very particular about my real name, right? And in Brazil, you pronounce my name is Fatima. In America, they pronounce my name Fatima. And that particular day, Billy, the spirit that we were communicating, he pronounced my name exactly how I pronounce my name. It was Fatima, like perfect, like. And this is not something you can hear in the radio in the United States. You know what I mean? So that for me validates things. My name is not a common name.
That's interesting.
It's not. Yeah, so my name is not a common name. If it was Fatima or, but when they say my name as like I say my name, Fatima, for me is a big deal. This is when I get my attention and I have a mini heart attack. It's when they know how to pronounce my name. You know what I mean? And now they pronounce my name as Amitabh. They are really doing that. And I also the last session I did 3 days ago.
That is so interesting.
And I have a nickname that is very funny, and I will not say my nickname here, but I have a nickname that when I was a child that had nothing to do with my name, nothing at all. And it came. I asked, what is my nickname? And I was waiting. They would say Fa, or you know what I mean, Amitabh or something. And no, they said my nickname, and I got in a huge shock. I turned off the radio without even thinking what I was doing. I just turned off, and I was like in shock. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and I turn on again. So yeah, let me translate that, gente, before I get lost. Let me translate before I get lost. Então, pessoal, eu estava falando para eles que a minha... cool! Leo is a sensitive from Portugal. Love it. Love this channel too. Leah, you have Leo's channel, right? Just can you put it there so people can follow him too? Anyway, deixa eu traduzir. Raphael.
What's he doing? He's bouncing around.
He's trying to escape, but he can't. Rafael, você está tentando fugir, mas não consegue, né?
Não sei o que é, tá piscando tudo aqui.
Então, eu estava falando, gente, que o Antônio está falando para botar você para traduzir, Rafael.
Deixa que eu vou traduzir.
Então, eu estava fazendo uma sessão, Rafael, de Spirit Box aqui em casa. Eu estava fazendo uma sessão, gente, de Spirit Box aqui alguns dias atrás, e eu pedi para os espíritos falarem meu apelido. Agora o Nivaldo. Rafael, para tu. Eu estava falando, aí eu pedi para os espíritos falarem meu apelido. Então eu pensei que eles iam falar Fá, né? Porque meu apelido, as pessoas pensam que seria Fá. Mas meu apelido não é Fá. Meu apelido de infância é uma coisa que não tem nada a ver com o meu nome. Ih, tá de cabeça para baixo o caba. Aí, falou o meu apelido de infância. Aí eu fiquei tão nervosa, gente, na hora. Eu não nasci para esse negócio de fazer investigação com Spirit Box, não. Que eu desliguei o Spirit Box na cara dos espíritos e depois eu liguei de novo. Pedi desculpa para eles. Mas é que eu levei um susto. Um susto muito grande quando eles falaram meu apelido. Então, pessoal, a gente está em 1h35 de live. A gente vai fechar essa live. E a gente vai marcar uma outra live. Pode ser, talvez, no canal da Cris, no canal do Duane, no canal do Rafa. A gente vai fechar essa live. O Rafa hoje tem uma investigação fantástica numa cadeia. Rafa. Rafa.
Oi.
Where you going to você vai investigar uma cadeia hoje, né, com a Lu? I can hear you. Yeah.
Como é que fala? Eu vou, I will.
I will, yes. Yeah. I will investigate a jail.
I think I can hear you now.
Old jail.
I went very distant.
In a old abandoned jail.
Oh, yeah. He's gonna investigate a jail in Brazil.
Oh, sweet.
Oh.
Gente,
agora é assim,
legal. Pode falar, Rafinha.
A gente já gravou ontem, daqui a pouquinho, às 8 da noite, daqui 7 minutos vai ter um vídeo no canal com a parte 1, eu e a sensitiva Lu. E aí a gente vai gravar a parte 2 hoje.
Põe
então,
o canal
não percam,
da sensitiva
já tá lá no canal para começar daqui a pouco.
E põe o canal do Duane. Linha do Medo! Põe aí o canal do Duane, as pessoas podem seguir ele lá. Gente, ele faz investigação fantásticas, vocês têm que ir lá dar uma olhada. E também, galera, não esquece não, o Rafael tá fazendo a rifa, né, Rafa? Fala aí pra gente.
É isso aí, galera, vamos comprar a rifa aí que eu tô precisando viajar para gravar uns vídeos novos aí pro canal, outros estados. Vou lá para os Estados Unidos também, gravar lá com a Mitaf. E é o seguinte, esse dinheiro que eu estou fazendo, eu vou investir no canal, tanto para gravação quanto para equipamentos que precisar, câmeras que precisar, que a minha câmera é boa, mas eu já estou visando uma ainda melhor para melhorar o canal. Então, tudo vai ser investimento. Então, isso foi uma ideia que eu tive, espero que dê certo. Se não deu, eu vou me lascar, mas tudo bem. A vida é assim.
Vai dar. Capaz, rapaz. Aí, Léo, Léo is saying, I wish you all the best. I love your work. See? It's pretty cool.
Oh.
I love Leo.
Thank you, Leo. I really appreciate that. It means so much.
I have to invite him to the
really
group.
Does mean a lot.
I forgot
because I think because I remember when you said you started your channel and you get so many people who just want to ridicule you and say what you do is fake. So messages like that just make a huge difference.
This is what I get. I get a lot of
real.
people.
It's an amazing thing.
What I get most is jealous girlfriends, messages like, or crazy guys. Yes. So this is the messages I get normally. Bad messages from girlfriends or crazy guys. So when we see something positive, it's so amazing. It makes us feel good because there are very few that are supporting us, and wishing us the best. It's a very few. So when we have a good support, it's just amazing. Let me see here. Your friend have a question. Wait, let me find her question. Just a sec. So
it's amazing.
Right here. Now she said something. Oh, that's cool. See, another positive message.
Oh, that's my friend Julie. She's absolutely adorable. She's lovely. She's so lovely.
Yeah, I think so too. He does amazing. I remember the first video I saw. I sent to Chris right away, right, Chris? When I find the first, even before I talked to Dwayne, I saw a video and I'm like, I sent to Chris. I'm like, watch this guy, and she was like, yeah, heck yeah. Something we can actually hear and understand what's saying, not just blah 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 and then words on a screen, but we can hear exactly what was said. So this was before I even talked to you, Dwayne. So it was kind of cool.
Oh, this is amazing. I just love to hear that because, you know, it's like you guys too. You know, we all put our heart into this, and you just know. And so when you get again those messages, just, you know, it drives you forward, knowing that people love what you're doing, and I just want to get out there again and just get some more recordings done and just show people this, because it is amazing. It means so much.
That's awesome. Raphael was the same thing.
I
remember
to warn you guys too. My battery on my phone is at 5%.
Whoa. Yeah, we're gonna just close it, but I will just say one little thing. Like when I met Raphael, like when I saw Raphael's video, the first time I saw, I was like, wow.
I got delayed
his
too.
His investigation was amazing. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to talk to this guy. And I wrote to him, and we friends since. I feel right now like I have the best people around me. I have Chris, that is amazing investigator. I have you that do amazing spirit box session. I have Rafa that does investigation in amazing locations. So every day I learn something new from each of you, and this is what makes us like have fun in the field. You know, when every day you learn something new. Like today we learned something new from you, Dwayne, about sessions. What we should use some tricky words and to get them attention and stuff. You know, this is how every day we learn something together. You know what I mean? And it's amazing. Thank you so much.
I'd love to hear what you were. I'd love to hear what you get.
So, what? Oh, no. So I know your battery is dying. So I would just close this, the live. But thank you so much, Dwayne, for accepting my invitation to come to my channel and, you know, talk to us a little bit. And Chris always here, because Chris is like half me. I can't do anything without this lady. You know, we're like soulmates, but not. You know what I mean?
We'll be back at it soon too.
She decided to do a lap dance and broke her foot doing a lap dance in a wild. So
hang gliding, you know.
Yeah. And Rafa, thank you so much for always.
Thank you, guys.
Muito obrigada, Rafa, por estar sempre com a gente. Todo o suporte. Galera, obrigada.
Deus abençoe vocês, hein? Um abraço.
Tchau, galera. Thank you.
Tchau.